What's up, Internet? What the fuck am I doing? Cory Zamier here, back with the weekly vlog. We're going to do something a little bit different than usual. We're actually going to clean up this messy ass game room. Let's go. Alright, first up, please don't pay too much attention to some of the items you're seeing here, because some of them you probably haven't seen in their pickup video yet. But first off, on the floor here, the first thing we have to do is to get rid of the clutter. Some of this, like this Sega Genesis, this box of random, like, cheapo games for garage sale, and this other box of cheapo games for garage sale with the other Sega Genesis. Those literally just have to get out of here. I have nowhere else to put them, so we're going to put them downstairs in the rec room and our storage, and we're going to have a lot of room to work with just by doing that. Alright, so we're already working with a little bit more space, and in the time it took, the natural light has faded and it is now night. I also had to run to the store and get some other bullshit. Bullshit being hot dog rolls. So anyway, next thing we're going to do, like, most of that stuff in the corner there is going to stay where it is, because that is the stuff that is going up on walls in various locations, and we have been too lazy to do that yet. Alicia keeps saying we should do it, and I'm a procrastinator. That's what I do. That's how I'm living. That GameCube down there is actually just my GameCube. It's supposed to be over here on this rack, but I used it to test a few GameCube games I got recently. So that's another easy thing to put away. This arcade block box right here is full of NES box protectors. So I actually need to grab one for an NES game I just got this weekend. And for the most part, the rest of what I have to put away is strategy guides. Have a bunch to put on the shelf. As you can see here, this is my pile of Game Boy Advance, what are they called? Movies. Not movies. What are they called? Oh, Game Boy Advance video. Most of them from Totterbert. Big shout out. Been supporting the channel on Patreon. I really appreciate it. So as I was saying before I got sidetracked, this isn't a game room tour. We're trying to get this game room cleaned up. So over here underneath all these shipping envelopes, which I stack on the printer, usually. What is this? Yeah, in the forest. Hard to find at first. There is another town in the mountains south of you. I think this was in a strategy guide or something. I have no idea what the fuck that is. That's garbage. So like I was saying, first thing we're going to do is we're going to put away the board games. I'm going to hold on to these for at least now. I don't know what I'm doing with them yet. These are for from a weekend adventure. That was probably months ago at this point. So we're actually going to move those over into the closet. The closet doesn't have a light, so it's going to be hard to see. But our closet is a clusterfuck because it's like a semi-walk-in closet, as you can see here. Like, I could kind of fit in there. Hold on. Now that we have light, you can see there are shelves there, but you'd basically have to be, I don't know, a skinny person to be able to fit in there. So I do have some stuff on the shelves. There's my Elgato capture card, which I have yet to ever use. And over here, we have some of my business cards for collecting with Cory that I hand out at garage sales. my Sega Game Gear stuff, a chair, and this is mostly controllers, action figures, and other system boxes that I don't have any room to display. And I should probably just get rid of this clothes hanger, because that's really one of the things in here that is kind of obstructing me getting in and actually moving shit around. But I digress. We're kind of just going to be throwing these board games in there. I'm holding on to Catan. I don't know if I'll ever play it, to be honest. It's kind of a game that doesn't really look like I would enjoy playing it. I much more like the board games that are a lot of fun to play. Some we've been playing at, like, camping. Ah, fuck. Doing this one-handed is going to be a bitch. Hold on. Alright. So, as you can see, I was able to kind of toss them on a shelf over there. But like I was saying, I'm exhausted. The board games I do like are more ones like Resistance with the right group of people. Cash and Guns is another fun one. Not really board games, but just like party games, I guess. I guess that's what you'd really call them. A lot more fun than games that take a whole bunch of time for everybody at the table to learn. Especially when you have, like, casual gamers, like Alicia. She's not really into learning a whole bunch of complex rules, and, like, a whole bunch of that shit would just turn her off to gaming. I also have Carcassonne somewhere. I think I left it at my mom's house in the shed. But I also have that one. That's another one that's kind of complicated, but I think a little bit less complicated than Catan. Let's start looking through these strategy guides. Alright, so now that I'm down here and I've looked at what I actually have for strategy guides and the ones I still have to fit on this shelf, we're going to do some weaning of my strategy guide collection. Basically, the only reason I think I should have a strategy guide is if for some reason I am going to take that game off of my shelf, meaning I have to have it on my shelf in the first place, try to play it, and will need a strategy guide for it. So for instance, something like Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic, this is a game I could see myself using a strategy guide for. Same thing with, you know, the sequel. Same thing with Final Fantasy 1 and 2. However, there's nothing in my soul that really wants me to be a completionist at New Super Mario Bros. 2. So I think something like that is going to get the cut. Same thing with the multitude of Pokemon strategy guides. While they're cool, none of them are really uniform. Like, look at this. We have a black and white version 2 collector's edition, and then I have some random, I don't even know where they are. They're somewhere here. Oh, like this one. Then you have the regular ass one for Diamond and Pearl. And then you have a shiny cover one for Pokemon Emerald. You know, like, and when it comes to these Pokemon games, I've said it in the past, I'm a Pokemon master. I don't need no strategy guide to get through a Pokemon game. You hear me? You understand what I'm saying to you? We on the same page? So, I don't need the strategy guides for them. However, something like Elder Scrolls Skyrim, given I don't know if this will apply to the Switch version that's coming out, this might be the most useful strategy guide I even have right now. I might use this to play through the game, you know? So, I'm going to cut here, go through these strategy guides because going through it live would be fucking boring. And we'll see what I end up with on my shelf and what is going on the cutting room floor. And if you guys are interested in these strategy guides, any of them, let me know. Maybe we can work out some kind of trade. Maybe I could work it into some kind of giveaway. Let me know in the comments below. We'll be right back. Alright, quick addendum. Stuff like this, where I've got the PlayStation 1 version and then the Game Boy Advance version. I don't know. Like, I honestly don't know. I have both of the games, both of the versions. Like, I could record Let's Plays of both, theoretically. I really don't know. I really don't know. I think I'll keep both for now. But another thing I wanted to talk about is for stuff for like RPGs that I don't have yet, but want to have, like Persona 2, Lost Kingdoms 1 and 2, like stuff like that I'll keep the strategy guides for. But stuff like Astro Boy, like I'm pretty sure this is just a shoot 'em up of some sort. Apparently I don't know what kind of game this is. And all the multitude, like Pokemon guides I don't even remember getting. Like I have gold and silver versions, the special Pikachu edition that includes red, blue, and yellow. This one I kind of want to keep just because it looks really cool. I like that cover. Like, look at that. I think I'll keep that one. Fuck it. I'll keep a Pokemon guide. Shit. Changing the rules all the time. But, and like stuff like this, like, I could realistically see myself going back to play Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past. Even though I've never really gotten that far in any other Zelda game than Breath of the Wild, and I guess what I did with Breath of the Wild you couldn't really consider getting far, but I can see myself going back to something like this, so this will be kept also. So I had to clean up the Game Boy Advance videos a little bit. Moved them from down there. At the time, I thought I was going to have to get this control deck box out of here. But, given that I've decided to get rid of some of these, and by some I mean a fucking lot. Like 2 pretty decent stacks. Mostly just games I either don't have any intention to play, or like I said, Pokemon guides that I really don't need. Like, who needs a Mario Party guide? Who needs a Mario Kart 8 guide? Some of the Zelda games I'm just not going to play, like Twilight Princess, Alan Wake. I don't even have that game, nor do I really want to pick it up. Fear Effect. There's one in here for the House of the Dead. Like, come on. More Zelda, more Pokemon. And then over here we have a general fuck ton. Or like, what, 5? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 Resident Evil guides that realistically I'm not going to ever play a Resident Evil game. Unless it's for like an October stream. Which I don't even do. I don't know how to stream. October video. I don't know. Then you got Tenchu games that I don't even have. Some Star Wars games that if I played them, I wouldn't really use a guide, like Episode 1 Racer. Jedi Power Battles. Sonic Colors. Come on. Resonance of Fate. It's an RPG, but I don't have it. And it's not one that I would really be aching to play if I did have it. So, we basically distilled it down to Elder Scrolls guides, Final Fantasy guides, a Galactic Wrestling guide, which I think is cool because I want to get that game eventually, and it has move lists for all the characters. The Legend of Zelda games I will realistically try to play at some point. Lost Kingdom guides for games I want to have in the future. Mario and Luigi guide. Persona guide, like I said before. Might have it in the future. Want a guide for it. Xenosaga. Some of the Star Wars games that would need a guide. If you've ever played the PS1 Phantom Menace game, like that game is confusing as fuck. That game you really do need a guide for. Toy Commander, just because it's one of my favorite Dreamcast games, and if I ever played it, I'd want to have a guide for it because there's a lot of stuff to find in that from what I remember. And yeah, what else do we have to clean up? Of course, because I've done this, I now have a whole new mess in the room, because it's just like, what the fuck do I do with... I'm not carrying these down the stairs unless it's for a fucking purpose. God damn it. I might have actually just created more of a problem than I've solved. Alright, so for now, we're basically going to be ignoring the elephant in the room that is all the strategy guides that I don't know how to get rid of. I might actually go through them and see if any of them are worth individually listing up on eBay. They're not the heaviest thing in the world, but they're still going to be a little bit more inconvenient to ship than most of the stuff I sell. I was casually looking through some eBay listings on like Resident Evil guides, and maybe I have some there that are worth selling individually. I was looking to get them all sold at a bulk, rate, but it might make more sense considering the quality of guides I have to try and do a little bit more work and get a little bit more out of it. Especially since I've generally spent at least like $1 or $2 on each guide here. And in some cases more. When the Goodwill or the Savers, Goodwill never has guides. When the Savers sometimes will charge $3.50 for a guide. Shit. Try and get some of that money back. And also those X-Men comics down there. Those are actually basically duplicates because of the Essential X-Men volumes that I have there. So I'm going to be trying to get rid of those also. And that bag over there, the Target bag, that's actually the giveaway that I will have hopefully announced a winner for, and will be getting shipped out soon, so that can stay there. But this is what I'm dealing with right now. This is the mess I'm dealing with. This is the desk. This is where my boxed NES collection is. And theoretically, if I were in here making Let's Play videos, this is where I'd be sitting. This is where my laptop would be. This is kind of like an unofficial game room tour. This is the setup I have, the discs I have sitting on top of stuff. Those are games I need to test because they're kind of scratchy. I just haven't gotten around to it yet. And let's take a look at what this looks like once I get this shit all put away. Some of it is stuff I have to list up on eBay. Some of it is stuff I legitimately don't know what to do with. Like this Dot Hack sign collector's edition looking DVD box set without the DVD. I don't know. I don't fucking know. Alright guys, so aside from stuff I can't really control, like wedding stuff down here, the giveaway that I should probably draw for tonight, maybe tomorrow, post up a separate video for that. It probably would have already been done. The guides I'm still trying to sell locally. Some more garage sale stuff and the posters that I have to put on the wall. Everything's looking pretty clean in here, for the most part. Unfortunately, it turns out I actually don't have enough space in my binder to even hold the new Game Boy Color games I got. So I've got 4 Game Boy Color games. Well, this one wasn't going to fit ever, but if you guys have any other better ideas for how to store Game Boy and Game Boy Color games, let me know. I'd be interested to know, because this isn't going to be able to house all my Game Boy and Game Boy Color and Game Boy Advance games forever. And I also don't really want to get like 3 separate binders going. I guess I could like have one for each system, but that seems kind of excessive. But if you have another suggestion for me, let me know in the comments below. Everything that I need to list up on eBay is listed up on eBay. My certificate is just chilling, center on the office desk. And I just wanted to show you guys this. This is actually something that's pretty cool. I'm not going to open it up, but inside here I have a whole bunch of stuff that has mattered to me over the last, like, I don't know, pretty much the entire time I've been doing YouTube. So, like, I got, like, some wristbands that I used to wear, the Hidden Valley Golf score from, I think, like, one of my early dates with Alicia, and a ton of notes that you guys sent in packages. I'm pretty sure, without exception, I've pretty much kept every note that I've ever been given as part of like a gift package or a trade. So I just thought that was pretty cool. It's one of my treasures in my game room there that I don't really think I would ever think to bring up other than me sitting right in front of it right now. But that is going to do it for this weekly vlog. Let me know how your week has been. I'm about to head to dinner with my friends. Like the video, subscribe if you're new, and as always, keep it real, Internet. I love you guys.